Have you ever had a near-death experience? Well, Netflix's new documentary, Surviving Death, tackles this in episode 1. And guys, how fucking meta is this shit? I am talking over me. I'm bored, the medicines wore off. Just to be clear, I'm only giving my recommendation for episode 1 and episode 6. The rest, no.
As he got that, he felt my body hit his leg. So he reached underwater and was able to grab my wrist.
Damn. Shit, I don't remember being
my
like that.
My body was bloated and purple, and I had fixed eyes. There's absolutely no doubt in my own mind that I was physically dead.
Long story short, this lady was on a kayaking trip and then it went wild. Like, she fucking went under rapids and shit and was underwater for 30 minutes. She should have been dead. The fucking fact that she's not. So I want to preface, this lady is like a neurosurgeon and shit, and she was like, I didn't believe in this woohoo shit before, but am I a believer fucking now? I'm a believer, wouldn't leave her. Anyways, also, does she not look fucking good? Fuck Stella. She don't need to get her groove back. This woman had it the whole time. Like, honestly, universe, just fucked her over. Life did. And this is the least you can do. I mean, that's a medical marvel already. Even if you don't believe in the spirituality shit, how the fuck did her body survive that?
But I watched from the entrance to the dome structure as they started CPR, and I could still hear them. One of the guys kept calling to me to come back and take a breath. No, please come back. I know you're still here. I had been without oxygen for 30 minutes, and the statistical likelihood of my survival should have been 0. I did not want to go back down.
I mean, who the fuck would? It's gonna be very painful.
To my body. I had a very, very physical sensation of being held and comforted and reassured that everything was fine. But the beings told me that it wasn't my time, that I had more work to do on Earth.
Whew, somebody fucked up in Eternal HR.
And that I had to go back to my body.
Real talk, but did that lady not look like the saddest little lady in the world? Fuck. God, this fucking sucks. I watching. I'm that's how I know this shit's real. Look how fucking sad she looks. I'm she looked like somebody's and you get to go to Disneyland. Psych. We're going to the doctors. They did that to my aunt. It was pretty fucked up. She had to get an operation.
I could feel my spirit sort of peeling away from my body, and my spirit was then released up to the heavens. I was immediately greeted by a group of somethings. I don't know what to call them. People, spirits. I didn't recognize any of them, but they had been important in my life story somehow, like a grandparent who died before I was born. They were so overjoyed to welcome me and greet me and love me. These beings started taking me down this pathway. There was an absolute shift of time and dimension. I experienced all of eternity in every second.
So what she says here about time and space is interesting, and something the CIA has actually been studying. Because is our universe real, or is it just a holographic perception of what we experience? The latter seems to be more likely. If none of that made fucking sense to you, don't worry, there'll be a video about it in the future, sometime. I don't know, whenever my dog takes a fucking nap, and I'm okay, I got some fucking time, let's go. I mean, how do you think this video was recorded? Where do you think he's now? Napping, exactly.
And every second expanded into all of eternity. The pathway went to this great dome structure. I believe I was in heaven, God's world, whatever you want to call it. I had an overwhelming sense of being home. I could look back at the river where my body was still submerged underwater.
The documentary also goes into another lady who had premonitions that she was going to die when she gave childbirth. It's interesting because she had an out-of-body experience, just like this woman right here, and basically was that doctor who I fucking told her I was going to fucking die, non-believing ass bitch, is standing to the right of me, and then the nurse is standing to the left. And look at them freak out. Wouldn't be freaking out if you just fucking believed me, would you? Even her husband was like, fuck! She kept telling me she was going to die. I'm shut up, the hormones are getting to you, woman. And he was like, that's my bad. I believe now. A lot of husbands in this series being like, my bitch was correct. I stand corrected. She made me feel bad about it for years, as she should. Okay, and this is the closer. Turns out I was doing them all fucking wrong. I'm supposed to do a call to action, so subscribe, bitches. And if you already did, have you seen my ghetto Patreon? Because a bitch needs funds to eat. Because you see these videos popping up? They're not. Because I'm shadow banned. Help a bitch out. Or don't. I don't care. I also sell shirts, but that's just really more of a thing that makes me feel better about myself. Because I'm like, look how fucking artistic I am and shit. Oh, and as requested, to give you all a boost of fucking anxiety. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Let me put my jacket on. Hey, I'm not resting, bitch. Cardigan on. Cardigan the fuck on. Getting the fuck out. Yeah. Mr. Rogers out. Guys, did I do it? Was that better? Honestly. Somebody give some critiques. The people who stayed to the end. Notes.